Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, has said that low access to credit is pushing more Nigerians to loan shark applications, which further worsens poverty. Dr. Bosun Tijani said this during the launching of a new digital bank, unbanked, in Abuja. The minister stressed the need for financial inclusion in the country, which can be strengthened through digital banks. According to him, it's extremely important for you to have inclusive growth in society. He also stressed that there is no economic growth without financial inclusion. Dr. Tijani noted that the lack of access to credit has made people go after risky and informal financial practices. Now, joining us live on Nigeria Tonight to discuss this is Oluwafisayo Makinde, a credit analyst at Trust Bank Financial Group. Welcome to you, Oluwafisayo, and thanks for joining us on the news.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Oluwafisayo, what do you make of the Minister of Communications statement that low access to credit is pushing more Nigerians to loan shark application, which further pushes them into poverty?
Well, I think the minister's statement is very correct. The truth is that the average Nigerian does not have the collateral or credit history that is required to secure loans from banks or other financial institutions. And the loan sharks are taking advantage. They prey on the vulnerable individuals and small businesses and are able to trap them in a cycle of debts because of their exorbitant rates. The exorbitant rates that are charged by these loan sharks can get as high as 10 times what financial regulations permit. So it's just a cycle, it is a repeating cycle of that keeps them in debt, that keeps their victims in debt.
Can ordinary Nigerians be protected from unhealthy and risky financial practices? And is there no sort of cover from the government to prevent them or to protect them from this unscrupulous loan sharks and apps?
Well, the first thing I think that the government can do is to ensure that there are stricter regulations and enforcements. I think we need to have clear guidelines on things like the interest rates, terms for loans, debt collection practices, and even, if possible, a maximum interest rate cap, to avoid exploitation of borrowers. I also think that if we have regular inspections and audits by necessary regulatory bodies to ensure compliance, that things will improve.
Now, finally, before I let you go, Oluwafisayo, according to the Minister, Dr. Bosun Tijani, financial inclusion can be strengthened through digital banks. We've seen the proliferation of digital banks, and quite a number of them have come online. What are some of the ways you think this can be achieved, and how can this be achieved?
Well, I think the digital banks are already stepping in and filling the gap when it comes to financial inclusion. They are providing infrastructure that is needed to service the unbanked and underserved customers in Nigeria through their smartphones, through their digital banking platforms, through their POS payment services. And in recent years, we've seen that a lot of previously unbanked customers are moving from their cash-based systems to formalized financial services. And I think that the trend is set to continue and even increase as more technology and more innovations roll out in the coming years.
Now, Oluwafisayo Makinde, if the commercial banks were given loans at very favorable rates and not as exorbitant as they were, I'm sure a lot of people will not be looking for loan sharks, and if they didn't demand huge collaterals. What can the banks do in order to make loans more available to working people and also low-income earners? Because I'm sure they will not, the methods differ from the methods of the loan sharks. And how much progress is the banking industry making in the last few years towards achieving this?
Well, typical commercial bank will always struggle to give out loans to the average Nigerian because of two reasons. Number one is the fear of credit loss.
Mm-hmm.
And number two is because currently that we don't have a data system in Nigeria that is capable of.
Yeah, but we have the NIN, we have the BVN, and I mean that's quite revolutionary.
Yes, when I say data system, the data system is allowed that is capable of in real time reporting defaulting loan obligators. That is what I'm talking about.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Oluwafisayo Makinde. We do appreciate your insights and your contribution. Thank you.